Welcome to this introduction to the WorkWell mobile app. Here we are at the WorkWell website, www.workwellsoftware.com. We see that the WorkWell mobile app is part of the overall WorkWell solution that includes a WorkWell command center. The command center runs on your laptop, and you and your employees use the mobile app on your smartphone while you're out in the field. And we see a number of screenshots of the mobile app in action on a smartphone and a small tablet. To log in, click on the WorkWell icon on your smartphone. And this will bring you to the login screen where you enter your email and password credentials. And after login, you're brought directly to all of the jobs that are scheduled for this week. Only those jobs that you've been assigned are listed. If you're authorized, you can see all of the jobs for all workers in your company. This is a weekly view. You can change it to a daily view and look at only those jobs that are scheduled for today. Use the double arrow icons to advance backward and forward a week at a time. And click the circle icon to return to this week. Notice that each of the rows is a job with a brief description. Turn your phone to landscape if you need more space to view any of the text. The job description includes the job ID, the job status, its category, the job start and end time, the customer name, and the customer address. Tap on a customer to get more detail. As you scan down, you can see that there are a number of widgets for entering information and performing actions. Click the back button to return to the list. Typically, you're more interested in just your jobs. We'll return to a shorter list, including just the jobs that you're responsible for. We'll open another job and look around. Now click on the map icon within the address widget. This presents a Google map showing your current location, the location of the job, and the best way to travel between them. It also shows the distance and the anticipated travel time. So let's select a different job. We'll click on the icon that looks like a folded map. And this will bring up a satellite view of the property and its surroundings. And you can zoom out and zoom back in to look at the overall neighborhood. And to get a street view, just click on the property and it'll show you a frontal view of the property, and you can pan around and look at the neighborhood. This will ensure that you recognize the property when you show up. Now let's go back to that job. So next, let's scan down and tap on the property info icon. This does a Zillow lookup on the property and gives you an estimate of the property value and its size. In this case, it's a 10-room single-family home with a lot size of 6,000 square feet. So back to the job description. Let's adjust the schedule for this job. We'll go to the job date. We'll select the 3rd of March. And we'll go to the job time. We want to start the job at 8:30 a.m. And we estimate that the job is going to be 2 hours. Let's add another worker to the job. Joe's going to help out, so now we have 2 workers. And we'll describe what services we'll do at the jobs by clicking on the line item icon. Click the plus to add a line item. We're going to choose a service, 2 rooms of carpet. And we can change any of the default values, like the price. Let's add a second line item to the job. And under service, we'll select tile cleaning. So now we have a job with 2 services that we're selling for a total price of $252. Let's say that this is our next job and we'd like to give the customer a heads up that we're on our way. Of course, We could phone the customer. We could click on phone and just call. Or we could send them a text. Normally you just select from a library of templates that you've already prepared. I'll select on my way. Make changes to the phone number or the body of the text if you need to, and click send. Your text will then appear within your smartphone's text browser. You can make any changes to that you want. When it looks good, click send. And then it's on its way. After the job, you might want to follow up with an email. And this works the same way as with the text. Normally, you just select a predefined email template. For example, please review us on Yelp. Select it. Then your email browser opens up with the email all prepared. And take a look. This one has a photo embedded. And then you click send. Now the email is on its way. These email and text templates give you a very efficient way to keep in touch with your customers, especially when you're in the field. It takes only a few clicks to get a high-quality email or text to your customer. After the job, you may want to send an invoice. So scroll to the bottom, select invoice. You want to select payment terms. And you may want to add a customer signature. Have your customer sign with their finger in the upper box and click accept. The invoice they receive will have their signature and yours as well. Click on the email icon to send this invoice to your customer. Your smartphone's emailer will pop up with the email already prepared. Click send, and your customer will receive the invoice in their email. And here's the resulting email that the customer receives. We'll continue our discussion with an iPad mini. This tablet is smaller than most tablets and just a little bit bigger than most iPhones. We're going to look at action items. So action items are basically reminders. They're easy to set up, and they're a great way to track the many things that your business needs to do to remain successful. Here we have a list of all the action items that are due this week. We can reduce that to only those action items that you are responsible for. And of course, we can scan backwards a week at a time. We can return to today, or go forward. And we can look at a daily and a bi-weekly view. We can choose only open action items, just closed action items, or all of the action items. The list summarizes each of the action items. For example, the first one in the list is for customer 34. It's closed. It was due on April 1st at 2 p.m. It's a 6-month reminder. Jimmy Cross is the customer, and the person in your company responsible for this action item was Adam White. Tap on that action item to bring up more detail. You can make changes. You can change the customer name. You can choose a different category. Change the due date, the time. You can change the person responsible, open or close the status, and you can add some detail by giving a description. So now let's go over to the calendar. Only jobs that you're responsible for are listed. You can change that to all jobs. We're looking at the month view. If you click on a cell, we can go to a week view, and we can go to a day view. You can see that the jobs are color-coded by worker assigned. We'll go back to the month view, and we can go backwards a month at a time by clicking the double arrow left, go forward a month at a time with the double arrow right. Instead, we could just drag our finger left to right across the page, and it'll go backwards a month at a time. Or if we drag from right to left, it'll go in the other direction. When you click on a day, this black banner opens up and shows you each of the jobs. If you click on any of these, it'll bring you to the job form. We select a day just by tapping on the day cell. If we then switch to day view, we get that day's schedule. And again, the colors identify who's responsible for doing that job. For example, all the green jobs have been assigned to Joe. Just tap on a job to open it. Now you can take advantage of all the job tools. For example, we can take a look at where the job's located. We can review what we need to do when we get to the job. We can send a text. Maybe we're running late. When the job's finished, we can send an invoice. And we can learn more about the property. And we can see an error in the calendar. We see that job 1176 in the upper left that Donna is responsible for. There's also job 1169 at the right that she's also responsible for, and they overlap. So I'll tap on job 1169 and reschedule it. I'll change the job start time and return to the calendar. And we see Donna's jobs, the yellow ones, no longer have any overlap. All right, so back to the month view. I just want to point out that you can only view all workers if you've been authorized to do so. Otherwise, you're restricted to see only those jobs that you're responsible for.